If you're an Xbox fan on console, PC, or Game Pass, 2026 is actually insane. Third-party releases are massive as well, and a few surprises are coming. Set your video player to 4K 60, and let's look at 2026, the most insane gaming year. This is Colteastwood. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about everything coming in 2026. If you end up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel, hit the bell to be notified of new content, and let's talk about the year of 2026. Forza Horizon 6 from Playground Games has been long awaited, and it seems like it'll be releasing in May of 2026, finally taking us to the coveted location of Tokyo, racing through cherry blossom mountain highways and downtown Tokyo drift-style races in a place where car culture reigns supreme. Playground Games promises to deliver the tried-and-true Forza Horizon experience, and in everyone's favorite location. Resident Evil 9 Requiem follows the FBI analyst Grace Ashcroft and the veteran agent Leon Kennedy as they investigate a string of mysterious deaths tied to an abandoned hotel. Set years after the Raccoon City incident, the game blends psychological horror with classic survival gameplay, as the duo uncovers a dark conspiracy threatening to reignite the bioterror nightmare.
I think I want a second opinion.
Fallout 3 Remaster. Bethesda and Virtual Studios are teaming up to recreate the classic Fallout 3 Capital Wasteland experience, all in Unreal Engine 5.
War never changes.
This will modernize visuals and combat, and bring this feel of Washington, D.C. back to returning fans. Expect Fallout 3 Remaster to come out at the end of 2026. Atomic Heart 2 is a sequel that expands on the retro-futuristic, alternate history world of the original Fallout in the Soviet Union with supernatural events and death trap robotics. Expect new weapons, enemies, and expanded mechanics. We should see more and possibly a release date in 2026. Gears E-Day is easily the top most voted, and this original story of Marcus and Dom in Emergence Day, the Coalition is pushing Unreal to its absolute limits. And the game, according to developers, does look this incredible as we see in the cinematic trailer. And the gameplay that made Gears of War a genre-defining game, we could see Gears E-Day launch in early or the back half of 2026.
Wait. Come on, bring it, motherfucker!
Alkahest is an action-adventure RPG set in a murky medieval world with highly interactive object destruction and dynamic physics-based melee animations. In Alkahest, you'll navigate a world of feudal turmoil while investigating mysterious goblin raids, and the combat system encourages you to be creative, using tactics like dropping trees on enemies, kicking them off cliffs, and setting them on fire, crafting a semi-open world full of secrets and adventure, and it's set to come out in 2026. Elder Scrolls 6, and has been quietly working on a massive overhaul in Creation Engine, and is reportedly a very violent and very bloody game, set in Hammerfell, and to be titled Elder Scrolls 6 Iliac. There'll be settlement building, fortress building, as well as ship building, and even on the waterfront ship battles. Todd Howard has told fans that Elder Scrolls 6 is a long way off, but rumors are swirling right now that we may actually get the reveal and marketing in 2026 for release for Elder Scrolls 6 not long afterwards. Tides of Annihilation is an upcoming fantasy action-adventure game developed and published by Eclipse Glow Games. Inspired by the Arthurian legend, it follows Gwendolyn, a last survivor of the siege on London by an outworld invasion. She discovers a mysterious power that allows her to command the legendary Knights of the Round Table, with huge colossal knight battles, towering enemies, and vertical challenges, requiring players to scale and defeat these bosses. There's no release date, but fans are expecting Tides of Annihilation to come out in 2026.
But I will take back everything that belongs to me. Even if the price is my soul.
Undead Labs has been working on State of Decay 3 for a long time, and the studio promises to deliver a more immersive and organic open-world experience, allowing multiple players to join in cooperatively in this survival landscape that will see us through towns and all the way up to snow-covered mountains. Hopefully there is more meaningful settlement building and improved combat and visuals. State of Decay 3 may come out at the end of 2026, but it's likely to be pushed into 2027.
And even if we bought the other survivors just one more day, the sacrifice would... And that's find the courage to keep fight on.
Crimson Desert is an open-world, action-adventure game by Pearl Abyss that follows Cliff and a war-torn continent of Pywell, with an expansive open world with diverse landscapes from snow-covered mountains down to lush forests and a huge open world to explore, horseback riding on foot, and combat with Zelda-like acrobatics. Crimson Desert offers a deep narrative-driven story campaign with incredible visuals, and it's all set to release in March of 2026.
Fight! Fight for Pywell! This is your hell!
Remember who you are, and let it guide your path, for at the end of it,
Judas is an upcoming first-person shooter developed and published by Ghost Story Games, led by Ken Levine, the first creative mind behind BioShock. The story takes place on the Mayflower, a generation ship traveling through space to Proxima Centauri. Carrying the last remnants of humanity, the ship is controlled by 3 individuals with conflicting ideologies to preserve humanity, transform humans into robots, and total destruction. The main character, Judas, has broken free from the ship's control and is leading a revolution. Expect first-person shooting with left-hand range powers, just like the BioShock series, and Judas is set to release sometime in 2026. Clockwork Revolution is In Exile's first major AAA action-adventure game, a first-person immersive RPG in the vein of Fallout and BioShock, and you wield time-bending powers in a steampunk universe. Expect lots of gold and silver ornate weapons and the ability to actually change the era and the world around you to mold the story and change the battlefield. Clockwork Revolution may see a release date in 2026, or it could slip into 2027.
here's to playing in the mud. Let's go and end a few arguments. Now I can fiddle with time. Put the bullet back in the barrel. Bring the chaos to a crawl. Take a mistake. And let me tell ya,
Dubbed the anime Grand Theft Auto, Ananta sets you in an open-world, urban RPG with tons of freedom, hopping into transforming vehicles, and even Spider-Man-like swinging. It also features supernatural combat in the vein of the Final Fantasy games, and a ton of social interactive games. Ananta looks too good to be true, and with no official release date, they're talking about releasing this game sometime in 2026. Blood of the Dawnwalker is an upcoming fantasy dark action RPG published by Bandai Namco, set in a 14th century medieval Europe. You explore a world ravaged by war and the plague, with vampires seizing power. You play as a cursed John Walker, torn between your human and vampiric abilities, with a time limit in the campaign to save your family. This is all set in a dark fantasy narrative with a ticking time bomb. No release date window has announced yet, but look for Blood of the Dawnwalker sometime in 2026. Halo Studios has nearly completed a full remake in Unreal Engine 5 of Halo Combat Evolved, and for the first time ever, Halo is coming to PlayStation 5. The vistas and rendering details are very impressive, and Halo Studios even plans to remaster the remainder of the trilogy. Xbox is planning for Halo Campaign Evolved to release sometime around the 25th anniversary at the end of 2026. Control Resonant is the upcoming sequel, evolving into a full-fledged action RPG set in a warped version of Manhattan. It follows Dylan Faden, Jesse's brother, as he battles reality-bending threats using his psychic powers. With a more emphasis on melee combat, this will expand the universe's lore while pushing gameplay and narrative boundaries. Control Resonance is set to come out in 2026. Marvel 1943 Rise of the Hydra, joining an alliance to take down Hydra. You play as 4 different characters set in World War II with cinema-quality visuals and third-person combat and fast parkour movement, all mixed with immersive cutscenes. Marvel 1943 Rise of the Hydra looks incredible, and it has an initial release date for sometime in 2026.
It's better if you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you?
We may encounter some obstacles.
Arcane Leon, the team behind the Dishonored series and Deathloop, has been working with Marvel on reimagining Blade, a third-person gunplay and sword combat game of dispatching vampires. Arcane is going for a full half-tone comic book style with bloody and violent combat, quick traversal, all across a futuristic London. The team is hard at work and everyone is super proud, according to the game's director, and says to be patient. A special game is coming and they hope it meets the high standards that they had set for themselves. But Marvel Blade, could they shock us with a release date in 2026? Or is it slipping to 2027?
Lock up tight now. Night's just getting started.
Fable is being praised as one of the best looking new generation games, and it's probably Xbox's most anticipated. A semi-open world fantasy RPG that includes multiple magic and combat playstyles that feel like playing a modern day Witcher game. We've only seen several minutes of the combat in short runs, And Xbox has told us that this AAA juggernaut from Playground Games, according to insiders, is still set to release by mid to late 2026.
The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else, all right.
Bandits, because they like to rough up bandits, don't they?
Blood Message is an upcoming single-player linear action-adventure game, and it's set in 848 AD during the late Tang Dynasty, with themes of loyalty, sacrifice, and survival. This third-person action-adventure game has impressed fans with its incredible visuals and art style, and is set to come out sometime in 2026. The most anticipated game coming in 2026, the game everyone is moving their games out of the way for, is Grand Theft Auto 6, set to release November 19th, 2026. This is the most anticipated game. It has hyper-realism and immersion elevated by every GTA game before it. You play as Lucia, a former criminal now kingpin in modern Vice City. Fans are eagerly awaiting the gameplay reveal, which should come by mid-2026, and it'll probably be one of the biggest game releases of the entire decade. With an incredible year of games in 2026 coming, huge supported third-party games, many of these coming to Game Pass, tons of RPGs, shooters, action-adventure games, cinematic titles. There is truly a history-setting lineup for Xbox, with tons of games that haven't even been revealed yet at the upcoming Developer Direct and the Xbox Showcase in June of 2026. What an amazing way to celebrate their 25th anniversary. With Xbox's new focus strictly on games, how we play them has brought the platform to the forefront on what matters most. And 2026 is undeniably action-packed, and for the first time, some of the best games coming this year are coming from Xbox Game Studios. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you made it all the way to the end, write in the comment section, Lukather. I've been covering all of these games. Some of these games have been delayed over and over, and I can't wait to see them. Looks like a ton of them are actually finally coming out. If you ended up enjoying this video, let me know by liking and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell to be notified of new weekly content. If you want to further support what we're doing here on the Colteastwood channel, you can hit the join button below. That'll get you early access for videos, the channel membership, monthly merch giveaways, and so much more. Also, check out the Ecstasy podcast if you want to hear more long-form discussions about everything going on in the games industry. We do that show every Monday, live 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll break down all the news there, and you can talk to us in the live chat and get involved in the discussion. But let me know, out of all of these, besides Grand Theft Auto 6, which one are you looking forward to the most in 2026? Let me know in the comment section as you do that. As I always say, please be nice.